Hey, it's Betsy here, and you'll be finishing up chapter one, which I think most people are kind of sailing through pretty quickly, which is great. And you'll also be taking the quiz starting on Thursday. It'll be right in my math lab. You'll be able to use your calculator if you like. You'll have, I think it's 25 questions. You'll be able to take up to, I think, 75 minutes for it. So hopefully you'll just do a great job on that and, start off really strong in this class. But I did want to talk just a little bit about chapter 2, which we're going to get going on in terms of the homework by the end of the week. First part of chapter 2 is looking at simplifying fractions and then multiplying, dividing fractions, and a little bit with mixed numbers. I'm not a huge mixed number fan myself, but you do see them from time to time. One of the things that I was thinking about was there was a time when I used to think, well, I'm not even sure we should teach fractions anymore. I mean, everybody's got a calculator, and every fraction you can turn into a decimal pretty quick with a calculator. Put the top number in, division button, bottom number, equals, done. You've got your decimal. And decimals, I always found decimals to be easier to work with. But I started to think about more, and I think, there really are times in regular life where you do need to be able to sort of say, like, how many parts are there to the whole, right? So, for example, how many of you in this class of 21 students come from Holyoke, say? And maybe that would be like 8 out of 21, so 8/21 of the class come from Holyoke. And fraction can do that. The other thing too is when we're talking about things like rates of things, like miles per hour, that you're talking about fractions there, really, because you have to know how many miles, that's in the numerator, that somebody traveled, and then the per is a division sign, or the division sign for a fraction, and then the number of hours would go in the bottom, and that's miles per hour. That's essentially really kind of a fraction idea, or it involves fractions, some maybe an improper fraction. Same thing in medicine. I know a lot of you are interested in nursing, and a lot of the concentrations of things might be a certain number of grams, that you'd be administering per milliliter, say, in a solution that has some kind of medicine in it. So, and that too, like grams per milliliter or grams per liter or something like that. That's, when anytime you have a per in there, it means division, and a lot of times that means a fraction. So I just did want to give you a little bit of a pep talk starting off about why we are focusing on fractions and why it is important really in everyday life. A lot of times, a calculator is helpful, but sometimes you just have to kind of deal with the fractions. So chapter 2 is about that, and we're going to be starting chapter 2. Okay, take care. I'll see you next week. Bye.